Hi, my name is Claudia and today I'm gonna test out a bunch of new makeup. So, I recently went back to Vietnam, which is my hometown. It was, I don't know, it was not the most pleasant time because I went back there for my grandpa's funeral. It was also around my birthday and I don't want to take it as like I didn't feel any condolences towards my family for that event, but I do feel what I feel, and the fact that I wanted to be there for my mom. The grandpa is my mom's dad, and I think I'm allowed to say this because the best relationship that I ever had with that granddad is with my mom, and I wanted to be there for my mom, but it's also around my birthday, so I would just think that, okay, if there's anything that I can do so that I don't make the situations getting more sad or like getting too drowning, what kind of support I can be for my mom or for my family during that time. So I guess I did try my best to act a bit normal, to act a bit, I know you are processing this kind of information, and me too. Like, I am extremely hurt hearing the news, but I have to process it in the way that is normal as possible to me. I cannot just like trap myself in that grieving mode all the time. So I decided that I would still want to do the things that I would normally want to do for the time that I'm back in Vietnam, which is going on an e-commercial platform called Shopee, and I ordered a bunch of things. And yeah, I'm definitely not nonchalant about the fact that I have to deal with something like a funeral. Like, it's my grandpa's funeral. It's the first grandparents kind of funeral that I've been through, and I'm still processing it right now, but I want to take that time. I don't want to like drag myself down. I want to celebrate a little bit because it's my birthday too. I bought a bunch of makeup and skincare and accessory and clothes. I do have a budget, so like don't take it as like, oh, I went to the retail therapy route to deal with that information. I do try stick to my budget, and so far it has been successful. So I just want to give you a bit of a context of why I have this trying new makeup with me. I think I might have to do 3 different testing new makeups just to try out all the makeup that I bought, because that's quite a bit. But these are the things that I've been wanting to try. I've been putting it in my wish list, specifically on that platform, on Shopee. It's a shopping app, it's a shopping site. So, and I got a haircut. Like, to be honest, like, I don't know how to feel about this haircut. Like, it's been annoying me because it didn't turn out the way that I wish it would. Like, I don't really like this fringe situation at all. Like, I have so many flyaways, and because the length of the fringe is way shorter, and then you have a little bit of flyaways, and then it turns out to be a bit messy, and I don't think it's flattering at all. This is like the first time in years that I try a fringe, and I don't think it is a success. So hopefully in the next few months it can grow out to be something that's better, but let's just jump right in the testing new makeup part of this video. I don't know, I've been dealing with flyaways before, but like somehow this haircut just makes it worse. So I'm gonna take off the toner patch, which I also got in Vietnam, and they are shaped like 2 slices of okra, which is kind of like the highlighted ingredient in the toner pad. I've been using it quite a bit, this kind of toner pad. This is the first time that I try any toner pad as well, so I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, is it worth it to make toner into this kind of form and just like add an extra step to your skin? I don't know. But so far I really like the experience of like using these. Like, it looks really cute and it's super hydrating. And yeah, I can like decently clean my face like this. I use it in the morning, so like using it this way can help me like clean out the skincare residue from the night before, which is a good thing, I guess. I don't really like my short hair, you guys. Like, this is, I don't know, like if you see my videos before, you know that before the 2 years period I do have a bit of a short hair, and then I started to grow my hair long for like 2.5 years or something, and I don't know, it's now going back to short hair. It's very confusing, and because I'm starting a job soon in the next few months, so I was like, oh, I want to take a chance to like change something about my look that is not too overwhelming, because like, okay, I'm gonna get into a new environment, this is a new chance. It's lower stake for me to try something that I've been wanting to do, which is getting back to short hair. But I don't know, I don't know how I feel. Maybe I changed. Like, this is a terrible decision. Like, and I'm sorry for the rambling, but let's start with a skincare product, and I'm gonna use it as a primer. This is a moisturizer. This is the Skin 1004, Skin 1004. The Madagascar Centella Soothing Cream. So this brand, the end all be all ingredient that this brand braces is the Madagascar Centella. So they basically add that kind of ingredients in most of their skincare products, which is this soothing cream, and there's a soothing gel. So this is the one that has this gel-like texture, like the how to describe it? It's a water-based kind of gel-like texture. They also have like cream, like a creamy some type of a moisturizer, and they have oh, I tried the cleansing oil, the makeup remover oil from this brand as well. I believe there's also Centella in that product, and they have sunscreen. This is the brand that I wanted to try more. Like, I've used that makeup remover oil, and I really enjoyed the experience. So right now I just like, yeah, if I have a chance, I want to try more from this brand, because I do believe Korean, I mean, I haven't told you that this is a K-beauty skincare brand, because I don't know, like, to my skin, I just prefer Korean skincare. That's just my, I guess that's my skin preference as well. This texture of the cream, very interesting. Doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't have a smell, which is good. It feels really nice. Like, it's highly absorbent because it's gel-like, so you feel like, oh, it's cooling, but it's not too thick. You can feel the moisture absorbed right away underneath the skin, which is pretty nice. While we're waiting for the moisturizer to settle a little bit, because like with this kind of tackiness and very supple kind of like dewy finish, if I try to apply any complexion products on top, it might separate. So I think I'm gonna do my brows and just wait a couple of minutes for the skin to dry down a little bit. I didn't purchase any brow products, so I'm just using The Face Shop brow pencil. And I want to do a little bit of lip prep too. I bought 2 of these Pure Honey and Milk lip oil. This is the original lip oil and this is the peach versions. It's kind of a pH adjusting kind of a product, and I'm quite into that kind of product too. It's clear, but it's gonna turn into the kind of like hot pink with the dye in it. And I might want to use this one to prep my lips, because I don't know, like we all in prepping skin before makeup today, so maybe I'll do a little bit of that. It has a sweet, maybe honey milk. Maybe honey milk is a really good way to describe it. Like it's very sweet, but it has this kind of like creaminess to it, so like a honey ice cream or something. Yeah, like a honeycomb ice cream, something like that. And this product I've been waiting for years to try. It's like finally having these in my hand. Like it was released like a while ago, but I don't know, they keep popping up in my head. Like I really want to try this, but I have way too many like lip products in my collections already. And then when I'm back in Vietnam, maybe I couldn't get the time to buy them. And now this is the time for me to just like buy all the things that I wanted for a while. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a healthy process of getting makeup and trying to like treat myself a little bit during my birthday, and also try to like process a sad news. But I think it's worth it. It's worth it for me to try it. It's very affordable. I think it's less than $5 or something. And it feels really nice. Like these lip oils, I can use them as lip treatment. I could use them as a lip balm. I could use them to prep my lips for makeup. They are like this kind of like nourishing products that I use for my lips, and I know that I can use them up. So yeah, these are pretty good purchase. Okay, let's actually try some new makeup. I think this video is gonna be a little bit C beauty and K beauty focused. I pick out some of the products. I don't do a full face because there will be too many products to focus on at the same time, but I select some K beauty and C beauty. This is like me trying some C beauty brands for the first time. So yeah, just see how it goes. I had this Gogo Soft Moist Pocket Concealer. Gogo is a very affordable, so affordable C beauty brand, and you can find a bunch of products from them. But overall, their products are kind of redundant. I feel like they repackage a lot of their products, so it does look like it's the same thing but in different packagings. And I want to try this concealer from them because it's kind of like a 3-in-1 product. You have this like cool tone gray shade. I think I can use it as a contour, and I actually want to use it as a contour, but they say this shade can cover some blemishes. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. The second shade is the concealer shade to me, I assume, and the last shade is kind of like a salmon peachy shade that I can use as a corrector. So I'll actually gonna go in with this shade first. Very emollient to the touch, like right when your finger touches the cream product, it melts. As it blended out, it loses that kind of like peachy color correcting quality in it, so it turns out to be like a beige, like a very light beige. So I'm not sure about the color correcting benefit of using this shade. but the formula so far to be quite thin, very blendable. I'll try the concealer to see how much coverage I can get from this actual product. I'll use a brush this time to distribute this product, just to control like how much I want to apply to some certain area. This shade is actually quite light to me. Yeah, I didn't know that. This is, I think, the second shade. Yeah, this is shade number 2. I think it's already the darker shade out of the two. So I genuinely don't know. It's very emollient too. So a little bit gonna go a very long way. This shade is quite light to my skin tone. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I did use somewhat of a smaller amount, but it still takes me a while to blend it out. And the finish is definitely very dewy, so if you don't like dewy complexion products, I don't think I'm a huge fan of dewy makeup product, but I could get away with applying a little bit of powder on top, so I don't mind. But if you are the kind that's really try to avoid very dewy and emollient complexion products like this might not be ideal. I don't really like the shade, to be honest. Like this shade, the salmony shade, blends out to be like a light beige on my skin, and this shade is definitely light for my skin tone. It's not heavy, but it's just not my favorite ever type of complexion product. I'll continue to test it out to see how I feel about it. Yeah, it's quite affordable, but I don't think so far I'm vibing with it. That's the case. I'm not going to use the contour shade though, because I have a powder contour that I want to try. So I'm actually going to apply some powder. So this is the About Tone Glow Powder Pact. So this is a sister brand of Eclipse, which is one of my favorite K-beauty brand ever, and they produced the past tense. They used to produce my favorite glowy powder. It's also called the Glow Powder Pact. I think Eclipse, I think they had a rebrand, and now they only produce powder in this form. And this is kind of like the sister versions of my favorite glowy powder. But in the past, the powder that I tried, it has a pink tint. It's like a pink pressed powder. This is kind of pink, I would say, but it's more on the beige ivory kind of side. So I'm not sure how it's gonna look. Like so far when I swatch and compare them, I'm almost out of my Eclipse one. So I'm a bit terrified. Like I thought if this is the same, it's like it does look the same packaging, and I thought they just had a rebrand. But then they changed the formulations, like at least for the look of it, I feel like they changed the formulations of my favorite powder. And now I'm a bit wary. I haven't tried this powder on my face yet, but we'll see if it's the same. Or I really enjoy the powder because of the pink tint though. Like I think the whole point of the powder is that it's a pink, it's the first ever like pink setting powder that I've ever tried in my life, and it has this like glowy ethereal, like it's oil controlling but like highlighting at the same time. So I love that effect, but I'm not sure about this. Wow. Did you see it? Did you see what just happened? This powder, I will have, yeah, I will have a video someday to compare the two powders, and I don't think this powder is the same. This powder is way glowier. Jeez, this is like a natural highlighter. It's like I have this Essence Glow Gimme Glow Luminous highlighter here with me, and I think they have the same level. So like it's close to a natural highlighter, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm not judging it right now because this is still my first time trying it. I can still find it use for like a glowy powder. I can use it as my natural highlighter, but this is not what I expect. This is not what I expect to get for a replacement for my favorite powder. This is so... Oh. And it doesn't have that pink tint anymore. Maybe I'm a bit delusional. Maybe that pink tint isn't that strong. But I don't see it here, and I don't feel like it's the same. Okay, just let's deal with this powder later. And I do think I'm gonna do a whole video just to showcase all of the makeup and skincare products that I purchased during my birthday month. And also, I mean, it's like Friday around the corner, so I might want to purchase something during that sales. I'm not sure, like I'm eyeing some brands. So right now it's just bits and pieces of what I bought during that trip to Vietnam, and yeah, trying them. But there will be, hopefully there will be like a full video showcasing everything that I purchased. Now let's talk about some contour. This is also like a little palette. This is called a Small Pocket Powder Blusher Eyeshadow Palette. It's from the same brand, Gogo. This is like a little cutesy tiny palette. The packaging is really cute. I think K Beauty and C Beauty, they really know how to do packaging. I really enjoy this packaging. But it's quite hard to open. And I want to use this shade as a contour shade. Well, I guess I never actually experienced contouring or like really learn how to contour in my life, or like how to incorporate contour in my makeup routine. But like, once again, never is such a definitive word. Like, I definitely have done contouring now and then. It's just not at the level that's freaking enough to be considered a staple part of my makeup routine. So I picked this palette specifically for this shade to be used as either a cool tone brown blush, but if too cool for it, I want to use it as a contour shade, and it has like a beautiful shimmering, glittery, glimmering shade. And then it's like a brown that I can use on my brow. So yeah, it's kind of a utility palette. It's like, if I... The show must go on. It's good for contour to be like this. Like, it's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm kind of mad about my life right now. Like, I'm mad about my hair, and I am mad about the fact that I've just ruined one of my shirt, and now I have to wash it. And because it's a knit top, I have to wash it by hand. It does a quite cool tone in the pan, but like actually on my skin is a leaning warm, like warmer than I expected. Or because I have slightly warmer undertone, so everything could pour a bit warm on my skin. That's no questions. I think there's a little bit of muddiness here. Could be because I over applied it. I don't see any muddiness on this side. So for the first try, I don't think it's too bad. I just have to learn how to deal with this kind of moodiness over here, and I think it won't be an issue because I over applied it. Or it's because there's some moisture under this area that I didn't notice. That's why it's sticking to that. So let's try out some blush. I bought this blush from LEEN or LEEN. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the brand. So JILLLEEN, LEEN. I'll call it LEEN. This is the blush that I got, and I'm so excited to try this because this is like a mauve, but very cool tone mauve. Like it's almost like a grayish shade. So just a little bit of a comparison on how cool tone it is. Like I'm so interested in cool tone mauve or cool tone brown blush these days. So I was just like, I'm just excited to get all the shade like that. And even like I told you, this shade, if it doesn't work as a contour, I want to use it as a cool tone blush. So you can tell they are definitely very cool tone. It has this kind of chemical, like plasticky, but very nice tea kind of scent, which is really interesting. Like, what does it smell like? Tea. And it has a little cutesy pan embossing. Okay, I can tell it's not pigmented at all, which is a good thing. And first application, it barely showed up. It's just like a sheer pinky tint. It's very good that it's beautiful. It's not this kind of like pigmented. It's not the NYX Buttermilk Bronzer, which is like pigmented to begin with. Like everything about that blush, lash bronzer I use as a blush, but it's actually a bronzer. It's just like pigmented to begin with. Although I bought the darkest shade of that blush, so that could be one reason. But the color, it shouldn't be that pigmented for that color. So I'm using the color as a preference point because I have other powders that are of similar colors, but they are not that pigmented. So this one is very nice, very beautiful. And I like the color. I like the color. It's so cool tone. It's so mauvey. It's so nice. Why I'm in this phase? Like I'm Asian, I definitely have like the yellow undertone kind of Asian skin, but I just love the way that mauvey and cool tone blushes look on my skin. Something about the contrast, or maybe about the neutralization of the final finish on my skin that looks really, really nice. I don't really like warm tone on my skin. Maybe like it's just the phase of my life that I really enjoy cool tones, and then I'll move back to warm tone. But in this single moment, I think this blush is really beautiful. This is an absolutely beautiful color. Like in the packaging, it's really cute. There are 2 eyeshadow products, 1 eyeshadow palette, and some single shadows I want to try for this look. Once again, I've been wanting to try this palette. This is the Peach Sea Falling in Eyeshadow. I have the shade number 3, Falling in Pink. Once again, the mauve cool tone pink shades. Really, really caught my heart. And now I finally got it. I'm so excited to try it. Maybe I'm gonna try some mattes in this palette. Definitely this brown. Oh, this brown looks so beautiful. And I think this quad is very cohesive. You have like 1 metallic shimmer shade. You have 2 mattes. And you have this kind of like sun shade, but I definitely can use it as a matte shade as well. So like everything about this palette is, it just makes sense to me, especially 2 mattes. The 2 mattes that I know at the moment somewhat of my favorite color, because I actually made a whole video talking about this tone of brown, like a mauvey brown, specifically matte shade, that I just want to put all over my eyes and these are the exact same shade. The other two eyeshadows are from CLIO. They are the Prism Air shadows. I have two shades. Like I couldn't just go with one. I have to buy two, which is my problem. I have the shade. This is called number 5 exclusive. This is like a rose gold, like a pink red beige rose gold, and this is the shade number 4 Pink Fiction. Like, in my opinion, this shade Pink Fiction is more brown, more of a taupey. Once again, kind of like mauvey, like rose gold, but like cool tone rose gold more than that exclusive shade. So maybe I want to start off with some mattes in this palette and top it up with the shade Pink Fiction. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go in first with this eyeshadow. I think it's kind of like a bag formula. Oh, it's very creamy and it's not glittery, it's not like sparkly, but it's a very beautiful, like melting metallic kind of eyeshadow, which is pretty nice. I think on the lid, because of, I guess looking in the pan it looks brown, but on the eye it looks less brown and less taupe, and it turns out to be like more of a true pink color. Oh, which is still a very, very nice one and done eyeshadow. Like, I just go out like this. This is, and of course, like, finish off the other eye. Yeah, it's definitely more warm tone and more peachy than I expected. But I guess I didn't have high hopes for the color shade. So this is like a little comparison between two shades. I don't think they are like far off from each other. The one here is Pink Fiction and the one here is exclusive. Like, it's slightly different, but they have that kind of like rose gold shade. This on the eye, probably a bit more pink. I don't know. And it has like a kind of like a duochrome effect. This one is just like a pink, maybe like a brownish pink, and this is more of like a fuchsia, more reddish pink. Yeah, but that's it. It's definitely more warm tone, more peachy, more pink. It's also because on my complexions and on my skin tone, it would pull out to be like this. It's definitely not the fault of the eyeshadow on the paint. It's just not as expected. Okay, I'm gonna dip into the two mattes here, and I'm gonna blend out the eyeshadow a little bit. I like doing this. I like just use like a one shimmer shade and then one matte and just like gently blend it out. And doing it like this with this kind of like slanted brush, I can run it down to my lower lashes without any effort. I feel like this is like the easiest way to do an eye look to me at the moment. Maybe that's it. That's all I want to do for the look. Like, I think this kind of like glossy lips is enough. I don't want to try any more like lip products, maybe. Yeah, and I think this is kind of a very quick makeup look. Please forgive my hair. It's looked very insane. I don't know how to feel about it. It's like, I'm sorry, if this is the first time you see my short hair, this is disaster, kind of like, but I think the makeup look turns out to be quite cute. I think the finish, like, my skin looks really good because of the powder and the concealer. I have to give the concealer a shout out, even though it's not a shade match to me. The finish is quite nice, and it can, I think it has like kind of like a medium, light to medium coverage. It's just not my shade. It's too light for my skin tone. The powder is very dewy. That's why it gives this kind of like glowy, dewy effect on my skin. That's look quite lovely. Maybe the fact that they changed the formulations is not as worse as imagined, The eyeshadow, like I told you, I did expect the Pink Fiction shade turns out to be more taupey, and it turns out to be quite peachy. Maybe that's not what you see in the camera, but like right now I feel like maybe I get a bit hung up on that idea that's now it's quite peachy. I'm not quite into it. I can still see a lot of pink in it, which is a good thing, and I love the brown. The brown shade is really, really nice. And the blush, I have to shout out the blush because I think the blush is a huge win in today's look. Like, I'm so excited to try it, and it's perfect and it's very affordable. Like, if I don't know, like it's kind of the thing, like on that e-commercial platform on Shopee, you can get like everything on a very good deal, but it's not always like that. It's like once every month there's like a voucher or discount code that you can apply and you can get it for a very good deal. And this one, whoa, it's so affordable, and geez, it's quite lovely. Yeah, so this is the finished look. Oh, don't forget about the lip oils. I love the lip oils. People say that lip oils are just the same. They kinda are, but like, don't you find a lot of like bullet lipstick, if they come in the bullet form, they're kind of similar in terms of formulations, and some of the glosses are quite similar. So I am enjoying my lip oils era. So I love this. I enjoy using this. I've been using it a couple of times already, and I do enjoy my experience with it. And once again, I'm Claudia, and hopefully we see each other again. Maybe in another testing new makeup video, because right now my room is filled with new makeup, and I really, really want to get my hands on every single piece of them because I love makeup. Oh, I guess that's it. Bye.